Today on the Travel Magazine, we board Holland America Line's flagship, the MS Rotterdam, for 12 unforgettable days and nights. From the romantic canals of Venice to the eastern mystique of Turkey, where East really does meet West, and the historical wonderland of Greece. Join us on this spectacular Mediterranean cruise.
When was the last time you explored the cultures and customs of ancient ports along the Adriatic, Mediterranean, and Aegean Sea? Listen to the rhythm of a Greek bouzouki and walked in the footsteps of Socrates, Cleopatra, and Paul the Apostle. Hi, I'm Jake de Boer.
And I'm Mieke de Boer. Welcome to Venice, the floating city with its history, romance, gondolas and gondoliers. Also the beginning of our Holland America Line cruise.
Venice is built on 118 islands. The Grand Canal is the center to this maze of canali. Founded in 421, Venice boasts a stunning variety of architecture, and some of its palazzi date back to the 13th century. Along with Santa Maria della Salute, one of the most famous landmarks in Venice is the Basilica San Marco in St. Mark's Square. Crowned with 5 domes, it is the third church to stand on this site. Statues, carvings and mosaics complete the ornate exterior of the basilica, which once served as the Doge's private chapel. Inside the basilica, a 13th century mosaic of Christ ascending decorates the enormous central dome. Built in the 11th century and embellished with more gorgeous mosaics, marble and carvings, the interior of the church delivers on the promise of its stunning exterior. Back on the water, we travel to the island of Murano, which is located less than 2 kilometers from Venice. Murano is famous for one thing.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much. Oh, Mieke, this is the Mosaic Glass Factory.
Yes, and I'm looking forward to visit this.
Glass blowing has been a tradition on Murano since the late 13th century. The glass blower collects molten glass on the red-hot end of a hollow tube. After the glass is blown and rotated, pincers are used to shape the piece. Stems, handles, and decorations can also be applied. By the end of the 15th century, most of the Venetian glassmaking techniques had already been perfected, and they are still used today to create great works of art.
Now, Jake, this is a place to buy your glassware at.
Beautiful.
And what we've bought is very nice.
Few visitors to Venice can resist a romantic cruise in a gondola. But now it's back to the MS Rotterdam, where we get to meet the captain.
De Boer, may I present
Mrs. de
Captain?
Boer, very
Nice to
meeting
meet
you.
you.
Welcome aboard.
Thank
Mr.
you.
de Boer, great having you with us this evening. Yeah, let's take a picture together. Thank you very much.
Thank
Very
you.
nice meeting you.
In the evening, romance prevails. And we are not the only ones caught up in the excitement of the day. Our next port of call, Crete, is the largest of the Greek islands. Heraklion, the capital of Crete, is situated in the middle of the island's north coast. With its international air and seaports, it's not surprising that the city is a tourism hub. Travelers from all over the world come to enjoy Heraklion's gorgeous beaches and warm sunny climate. However, socializing on the beach is only a fraction of what the thriving capital has to offer. Outdoor cafes provide more than just an ideal venue for people watching. Eat, drink, and be merry. Now we are headed to the ruins of Knossos, about 5 kilometers from the town center of Heraklion. Knossos is one of 4 palaces central to Cretan civilization during the Minoan Age. It is divided into a 3-story west wing and a 5-story east wing, each with a ground floor on the level of the central court. In 1900, the English archaeologist Arthur Evans began excavating Knossos. His enthusiastic restoration introduced materials foreign to Minoan architecture, such as paint. It is thanks to Evans' efforts that today we can appreciate these ancient treasures of the Minoan culture. From Crete, our voyage continues to the seaside resort of Kusadasi, Turkey. The word Kusadasi means bird island. The city borrowed its name from an outlying island that was part of a bird migratory route. These days, it's tourists who flock by the thousands to this holiday hotspot. And who can blame them? The city is bathed in sunshine for 300 days a year. Its gorgeous sandy beaches and its proximity to several important historical sites, including Ephesus, make Kusadasi one of Turkey's principal vacation destinations. With 50,000 residents, 99% of whom are Turkeys, the region's population grows during tourist season. Many of the locals are able to make a living from tourism. Even the shoe doctor is busy.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very, very much.
As we say goodbye to Kusadasi, we'll be using those shoes to explore the magnificent ruins of Ephesus, just 20 kilometers away. Ephesus was once an important port city that housed the Temple of Artemis, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. This is an important area in the history of Christianity. The apostles Paul and John, as well as the Virgin Mary, are among the revered figures who lived here after Christ's death. There are more than 24 significant historical landmarks at Ephesus, including the Temple of Hadrian, which features a stone relief of Medusa with her hair of snakes. Inscriptions and reliefs decorate the ornate facade of the Celsus Library, which once housed 12,000 ancient scrolls. 4 statues representing knowledge, virtue, wisdom, and justice still stand proud. The grand marble-paved street leading from the harbor was restored late in the 4th century. It stretches 530 meters until it ends at the Grand Theater, where a wall was built to protect the audience from wild animals brought in to fight the gladiators. Now don't go away. Our next port of call is Istanbul, where we shop for carpets. And then our cruise continues to Athens.
We will be back with more of our cruise just after this, so stay with us.
En route to Istanbul, we take a break by the pool. This 780-foot ship weighs 62,000 tons and combines state-of-the-art technology with the luxury of a resort hotel. Istanbul is located in northeast Turkey. It is the only city in the world to share 2 continents. The Bosphorus Bridge spans the strait dividing Europe and Asia. In minutes, vehicles can travel from one continent to another. In a city famous for its mosques, The Blue Mosque is perhaps the most famous, thanks to its distinctive shape when viewed from the sea. These hand-painted passages from the Quran are among the details that hold visitors in awe. The cavernous interior is illuminated by natural light through 260 stained glass windows, so you can view even the highest cupola. The Blue Mosque is revered as an architectural masterpiece throughout the nations of Islam. A short walk away is the eighth wonder of the world, the Hagia Sophia Museum.
You know, this is the oldest covered bazaar in the world.
That's right, and it looks terrific. What are we going to look for?
Well, we are going to look for carpets and, well, let's see what it is.
And leather goods?
With more than 50 lanes and 3,000 shops, the Grand Bazaar resembles a giant labyrinth. Over 500 years ago, the streets were named after various guilds. Today, slipper and fez makers may exist only as street names. But clearly, there's no shortage of carpet makers. Much to our delight, the Turkish kitchen is one of the 3 major international culinary schools, along with French and Chinese cuisine. Tourists are sure to work up an appetite shopping for souvenirs. It's easy to understand why people are captivated by the colorful range of olfactory delights available at the spice market.
This is Turkish coffee?
Best quality.
Oh, let me smell Turkish coffee.
Thank you.
Once the sun goes down, we're in for a surprise as we head to a palace and travel back in time.
Look at this. I didn't expect this at all.
It's easy to imagine life here during the era of the Sultans, and many of the arts of yesterday are still practiced with panache today. We won't soon forget this night.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you.
Oh, there's your veil, Mickey.
Oh, good. This is beautiful.
Thank you.
You look good.
So do you.
The Sultans finally arrive as we are sitting down to a delicious and filling 6-course dinner. Just in time for dessert, here comes the evening's main attraction, a genuine Turkish cabaret dancer. Middle Eastern dance, known in the West as belly dancing, can be performed in many styles. It was originally taught to young girls to help strengthen the muscles they would use later during labor. Flowing arm and hand movements with the proper facial expressions are crucial to this art. Back on the ship, a more modern cabaret is being performed. Our next port of call is Athens, Greece. At first glance, Athens may look like any other metropolitan center. But as soon as you look up, you'll be awed by the Parthenon, perched atop the sacred Acropolis in all its Doric splendor. The word Parthenon means apartment of the Virgin. The temple was built in the 5th century BC to honor Athena, protector of all Greek city-states. The view of the Parthenon is also spectacular from the top of nearby Lykovitos Hill. The King's Palace houses the Greek Parliament and proudly overlooks the recently refurbished Syntagma Square. F-Zones are the elite military sentinels who guard the palace. Dressed in pleated fustinella, white woolen stockings, and red leather Sarucci shoes, complete with pompons. The formal changing of the guard takes place in front of the palace at the tomb of the unknown soldier. Not far away is the Plaka, Athens' oldest district. Buried under the marble streets of the Plaka is the original city of Athens. Excellent restaurants and shops make the Plaka a popular destination for residents and tourists alike. Shopping is always more pleasant on a full stomach, and there's no shortage of souvenirs to be purchased in the Plaka. When it's time for a people-watching break, you can always hit another taverna. You might also want to check out the colorful neoclassical houses. The Plaka district is one of Athens' most cheerful neighborhoods. From Athens, our ship set sail for Nafplion. Guarded by the fort that sits above the bay, the town of Nafplion was an important commercial center from as early as the 6th century. This 999 stair climb is well worth the effort. At the top, Palamidi Fortress is entered through several grand gateways bearing the Lion of St. Mark. The fortress is actually 3 separate fortresses walled together. The view from up here is incredible. Nafplion was once the capital of Greece. Built as a naval arsenal in 1713, today this museum features golden stone arcades and the mark of the Venetians. Across the square from the museum is a colorful medieval Turkish mosque. Also surrounding the polished marble square are shops, tavernas and hotels in the 19th century neoclassical style, which brings to mind the Plaka district in Athens. Here, locals take advantage of their balconies to enjoy people watching. The streets are close to automobiles. Ideal for a leisurely stroll, as long as you don't miss your ship. When we return, we'll visit Olympia and then complete our voyage where it started, in Venice.
We will be back with more of our Holland America Line cruise just after this, so stay with us.
We've been so busy exploring, we've hardly had a chance to take advantage of the MS Rotterdam's excellent leisure and sports facilities. Since we're headed to Olympia, perhaps it's time to limber up. Olympia is about 100 kilometers west of Nafplion. According to mythology, Olympia was a sanctuary for the great god Zeus. Today, it is perhaps more famous for the contests held to honor him. The official entrance to the stadium covered part of an altar, which has been partially rebuilt. The palestra was used by athletes for training, and the original stadium has been excavated. Herodotus Atticus built this aqueduct during the 2nd century. The lighting of the Olympic flame traditionally marks the opening of the Games. The ceremony takes place on the altar of Hera. A torch is lit from the rays of the sun, and the flame is transferred to a small pottery vase, which is carried through the stadium entrance by a processional of young women dressed as ancient priestesses. In the stadium, the Vestal priestess lights a torch from the sacred fire and hands it to the first runner, who crosses the stadium to the monument of Pierre de Coubertin, father of the modern Olympic Games. And finally, we're sailing back to Venice, home of the gondola.
O sole mio, sta in fronte a te, sta in fronte a te. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you very much.
36 feet long and less than 5 feet wide, gondolas ride high on the water. Gondoliers, rowing on the right side only, are able to maintain a true course thanks to the curvature built into the hull. The yards where gondolas are built are now rare and turn out only 3 or 4 new vessels per year. Dampened wood is heated with burning lagoon cane and carefully shaped by the gondola maker. 9 different types of wood, including oak, mahogany, and cherry, are used, and 280 pieces are required in the construction of each gondola. The curve of the hull is individually adjusted to suit the height and weight of the oarsmen. Finishing touches include detailed and decorative carvings chiseled by a skillful craftsman. To protect the gondola, at least 7 coats of black lacquer are applied, which also gives the boat its sheen. Finally, an iron ferrule decorates each bow. Its metal teeth represent the 6 districts of Venice beneath a doge's cap. Impeccable artistry.
Did you enjoy your cruise, Jake?
You know, I enjoyed the ports in the Aegean Odyssey cruise very much. But that's it for this edition of the Travel Magazine. And we hope you've enjoyed our Holland America Line cruise as much as we have. I'm Jake de Boer.
And I'm Mieke de Boer. Enjoy yourself as you travel the world.
That is good.
Very
You know that? Thank you very much.